Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
And 3.
Number 2.
How about a 1?
Woohoo!
America, the last episode of 2025 is here, and you are.
You're welcome.
100% welcome. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is the last Saturday. We're doing this on the last Saturday of the year 2025, mid-afternoon. A lot of things going on. We got my Texans are about to kick off in just a little bit.
Right, dude. You're missing that.
But I'm going to a basketball game this evening. My younger son's in town. He's a huge basketball. Both my sons are basketball fans, but one of them got the short end of the stick tonight. I'm taking the other one to a game. Tickets are hard to come by, and a banker, a very, very generous banker friend of mine spotted me a couple of tickets tonight in a suite.
Nice. Who are they playing?
Tonight is the Rockets against the Cavaliers.
Okay.
Now, I have never been in. I've been to some. I've actually sat courtside one time, many, many years ago. But I've never been in a suite in the Toyota Center. So, especially like for a basketball game, I got no idea what I'm supposed to wear. And I am too much of a.
I think you could do whatever.
Yeah, I guess. I told my wife, I said, I don't know. I was thinking about wearing like a blazer. And she goes, you look like you're trying too hard. I'm like, well, I am trying hard. I mean,
yeah, so I'm giving you this.
I mean, I'm a guest. I don't know who's going to be in there. I'm if I'm going to know anybody, or I mean, my son is coming with me. He can sort of cash out, but
right. Just go one above what you think you should.
It's pretty much. I think like the blue blazer is the way to go. And unfortunately, it's
take
not,
it off.
Unfortunately, it's not cold. See, if it was cold today, I could just throw on and
throw like a blazer with like a polo shirt on or something.
There
nothing.
you go. There you go. That's
fashion advice from two old white guys.
That's right. Two old 60 and old white guys talking about. Although, hey, I was just reading this before, and I don't normally read stuff right offline, but this one caught my eye, talking about our age and everything. There's a new study that sheds light on a beneficial compound found in coffee and chocolate. All right. So apparently there's a compound called, what's it called here? Study published, what the heck, products. It's an alkaloid, Juan. It's alkaloid called theobromine or theobromine.
Okay.
And it seems to slow cellular aging.
Yeah, well, I don't drink coffee, so I'm screwed. I eat chocolate. I eat a lot of chocolate.
Dude, we're going to live forever.
Dude.
Our cells are young. They may not look it, but I take in enough coffee, not so much chocolate, but around the holidays, I have consumed more chocolate in the past 2 weeks than I bet you I have all year.
See, I've eaten a lot of candy recently because it's just laying around.
Yes, we've got Hershey Kisses in bowls everywhere.
Yeah.
And, little known fact, you can be hungry or you can be full to the gills where you don't think you can
There's enough room left in there to squeeze one or two more in there.
One or two, a fistful of those things, man. So
dude, I ate like two big old like family size packs of peanut M&Ms.
Okay.
Over the course of a couple of days, just because somebody gave them to me at work and everything. Like, yeah, sure, I'll eat that.
Well, one of my neighbors brought us over a big thing of deluxe cookies from Costco.
Okay.
Almost enough to make me want to rejoin Costco, man. Big, huge gold tin. I'm not going to lie. Those cookies in there, are like various chocolate kind of cookies, that's crack. I say that. I've never been on crack. But
you just mean it addicting.
I have heard that crack is somewhat addicting.
Yeah.
And that's what these cookies are.
I've heard people who are on crack say, man, it's like cookies. So.
It's like those Costco fancy design cookies. But
see, we had her work, and I've been off. I worked the Monday before Christmas and then was off the rest of the week. But all in like the week before, vendors bring food, or it's always cookies or sweets, or just, and it's just there in a big canister sitting in the common area of the office.
And it's weird how it works because what I start doing is, so we have a scale right there in the bathroom, and this one's a new one. But we've had a scale, electric scale there for a while, and sort of a cheap one I bought a few years ago, and I wasn't 100% sure if it was accurate. Sort of, kind of. So if you got on it and it didn't give you a number that you like, it's probably the machine's getting old. But my wife went by a new one that's deadly accurate. So I get on that every
Not
now and
like
then.
that. The one we have, if you stand on it 2 or 3 times, you'll get 2 or 3 different weights. Yeah,
Yeah.
all within a pound or two of each other. So I just keep getting on it till it gets to a little bit less. And when it gets to it's a pound less. Good. I'm
Just try
good.
to lean off a little weight.
That must be the right one.
And then in my head, I think, okay, did I drink a lot? Did I go to the bathroom yet? Did but the thing is, I've been pounding chocolate, and it's not showing up yet. Now I don't know how at this stage in my life I should know how calories and weight gain work.
Yeah, I don't.
But then all of a sudden it'll hit you. You'll be right. You'll be eating bad and weighing yourself, and I ain't gaining any weight. And then boom, like all of a sudden, said, how'd I put on 4 pounds?
There you go. I guess it's slow,
How'd
slow moving.
how'd I go from 3 ounce difference to 4 pounds? But so yeah, so we does it now. So I'm doing that this evening. You were telling me before we went on real quick that
Yeah, I'm going to New Orleans. A friend of mine, who's from Thibodeau, actually used to play music and stuff in Thibodeau, and he lives in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
do you
Now,
know anybody who didn't used to play music in Thibodeau? You realize that's
you?
I no, I played it. I just dropped needle on record, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Put the needle on the record. Put the needle on the record.
Well, anyway, so this guy's job, and he is so in Pennsylvania, the state is the wholesale distributor for alcohol.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So he is a wine buyer for the state and buys like Italian wine and Portuguese wine. So he'll travel to Europe, a couple times a year sampling wine. So, like I said, man, it's got to be the coolest state gig ever.
For work. Well, now it makes you wonder that seems nothing against your friend. I'm sure he's
No,
a
no, but
fine
yeah,
guy.
it's
He didn't create the job. The job was there and he wouldn't get it.
right.
But Pennsylvania, what's the deal? I mean, that
Well, a lot
so
of
you
states,
can't you can't buy wholesale alcohol in the state of
like if
Pennsylvania.
if you sell alcohol in Pennsylvania, you buy it from the state
That's
or from the state distributor, which is, I guess,
that's almost as bizarre as if the governor of a state went become the special envoy to Greenland.
bruh. That's what I'm talking about.
That was happening right before, I think, or right around the time
When
we.
we were on last, I am so. And look,
Okay,
man, I like him.
okay, hang on. We gotta.
Yeah,
Those of you that aren't
yeah. Go
keeping up with
ahead.
us here, this came out around the time that Juan and I did the podcast a
Yeah,
week
last
ago.
weekend. So
It might have like right, but so the governor of the great state of Louisiana has been appointed, and more, I don't want to say interesting, but has accepted
I think he requested it.
a position as the special envoy from the United States to Greenland.
Greenland, and he's going to go out there and spark, get the deal done for the United States to take over Greenland.
With exactly, and they're open about that's the long game here is to
Yeah,
annex in some way. I don't think they become a state. They probably become a territory,
they become a
maybe?
territory like some of
Like
the other
Puerto
ones.
Rico, or
Yeah, Puerto Rico, Guam.
okay. So, and I understand it's. You see, we think that history. It's modern folks, right? We just think that history stopped back. We read all these things that happened in the past and figure, okay, all that history is done. Now it's just all set up. But the things are always evolving, and so even the idea of annexing Greenland it sounds a little crazy, but it's not really when you look at the natural
It's
resources.
a strategic,
Right,
I
strategic.
guess, location.
Okay. But to correct me if I'm wrong too, because I haven't lived in Louisiana. I mean, we go to Louisiana all the time. I'll be there tomorrow evening.
Mm.
I've got all my friends, family. I'm still tied to Louisiana, but something may have changed since I'm gone that you can maybe help me with. Is the role of governor still a full-time job?
One would think because it's also in Louisiana. If you saw also this week, it's a apparently a sports agent slash journalist. Because our governor also had, penned an op-ed somewhere about his role in the hiring of Lane Kiffin and what's the value. I don't know. I guess just the role
Yeah.
that he should play in NIL deal and
I
all
read
of
the
this other
clip, or
stuff.
like one of the
Yeah,
things was, and I want to say in the article itself, he said, or whoever wrote it. Let's say it this way. I'm not gonna hate too much on that because I don't think he wrote it.
yeah,
I think he may have he wrote it like some people write chat GPT stuff. They put a few ideas. This is what I want to say, write it, and then
yeah.
somebody
Go for
else.
it. I needed to be X number of words.
And I have less problem with that than thinking that the governor of the state sat down for a couple of hours and pinned a column. But in there they put the line, hate the game, don't hate the player, hate the game,
Yeah.
which just comes across a little bit thirsty. It comes across a little.
It's well, first of all, you know, if it were 1998, or whenever that line was kind
Right,
of,
right.
relevant or cool,
Yeah. So
maybe.
like I said,
But
we are equal opportunity, and I hope people appreciate this. There
yeah,
are people we like and people we naturally don't like, but we try to be fair about when people either on our side or other side do things that make you scratch your head.
right. I voted for the dude.
Well, I couldn't, but I would have, and I
Yeah,
got friends that hey, who knows? Now again, the older I get, more and more I realize, just because I don't think something's a good idea doesn't mean it's not a good idea. It just struck me as, wait a minute, what? And
yeah,
it didn't seem like it's like, hey, I want you to take a trip or I want
yeah.
you to
No,
do
it's a,
whatever.
it's a gig, man.
But also understand something here too. And I know we're kind of in politics, but it's local. It's very localized stuff. And here's where you got to hope that it's either a done deal already or something's going to happen, because our boy Trump will not hesitate to throw you under the bus. Like
If Jeff Landry screws that deal up,
oh my gosh. I mean, he's gonna, I guarantee you, Trump will be dumbass Cajun.
yeah,
Like he will.
yeah, he'll post it, he'll tweet or post on whatever, Merry Christmas to everybody except Jeff Landry.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna
A
do
dumb
it.
Cajun from
So,
Louisiana.
so for Jeff's sake and for anybody who's associated with him, I hope that this is pretty much a done
Yeah.
freaking deal. And there's no way, but because the ridicule is hit. That's the other thing too, that you had to think when he accepted this role. Like, yeah, I am the heavy Cajun accent governor of a very southern state, and I'm gonna, while I'm in office, gonna
Yeah.
become the envoy to freaking Greenland.
Yeah. With my blue suit.
And well, that's TM,
Yeah.
registered.
Yeah.
Jeff
Yeah.
Landry blue. It's
Maybe he'll switch it to green.
the lovely blue, and we wish him luck. I want it to work, dude. I hope in a few weeks we're like saying, you know what, that was just some 4D chess being played right there.
Well, because it was also everybody here was like, okay, does that mean he's not the governor anymore? Or, what's the deal?
So much so he had to come out and he did a video the next day with
Yeah.
some poor little dude at some festival where they were at, and he just to tell the great state of Louisiana that he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
That's
Yes, I'm proud to accept this volunteer role.
as a general rule, if you got to be making a video to tell the voters of your state, hey, I'm not leaving. Well, it seemed
Yeah,
like you were.
at this point, there was a fair amount of balance in the people who were celebrating that possibility and who were
Well,
dreading that possibility.
tell you who's happy is whoever is planning on running against them in this next
Yeah.
this. Hey man, that might be the case. When I saw that, I commented to a few friends and said, "Yeah, he's not acting like a guy who expects to be running again. Not for
I
governor.
think no, not for governor.
He may take a position. I thought he would
Yeah,
run for
I don't know.
senator,
I
but
don't
I
know
don't
if he'd
know if
run
there's
for
going to be.
Senate, but
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know if that's going to be. I don't know. We shall. But anyway, there you go. So the best we can tell, the
There you go.
governor.
So if any Louisianians want to hit up Greenland for a trip soon, I'm sure you'll find some familiarity there.
That would be cool. That would be cool. Go bring some gumbo recipes to
Yeah.
Greenland, and
Authentic Cajun restaurants in Greenland.
yeah, it is what it is. Anything going on? So Christmas was just a few days ago. How was you had
We had a good Christmas, man. Went down to my dad's as we always do, but I tend to, like we chill here in the morning, take our time opening gifts. One of my sons who lives here came in, and my other one who was in Japan, I found out that now he's actually in Thailand. Um,
okay.
so
You don't exactly have that guy on Life
no,
360.
he's not on my Life 360.
Okay,
He's barely on my text. He's on my text. I don't know that I'm on his.
gotcha.
Um,
Texting
but
him is like when I text my son. No clue if it's gonna get there,
yeah,
or if
so
it gets there, whether he looks at it.
yeah, it'll be some point in the future.
You ever do that when your son's saying, "Hey man, you didn't get my text?" And they go, "No," and then they look, "Oh, yeah, I guess I did."
No, because I have to, this one will tell me, the reason I don't respond is because, you text too much. I said, well, the reason I text too much is because you don't respond.
Yeah,
I'm asking you the same question 3 times. If you'd answered the first time, I wouldn't have to ask you the other 2 times.
and sometimes it's just looking for a sign of life. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
you
So,
there? You good? You good?
but so no, we had fun. I mean, a nice morning here. Yeah, opening gifts and everything, and I'm probably the only one surprised with what they get. I'm surprised with what I get and with what my wife gets. The She wraps it. I said, "Oh, hold that up so I can see what I got you." And but
I
I tell you what, I think indirectly, I mean, it wasn't necessarily related to us, but my son told me that a good friend of his got engaged Christmas morning,
okay.
and he said he texted me at 7:55. And my initial response to him was, "Are y'all up already?" And I said, "There you go, man. That shows you where you're at in life and where he's at in life."
That's sort of look, man. So both my sons were here and they both were sleeping. I think we opened presents at 12:30, 1 o'clock. They slept, and I woke them up.
Yeah.
They said, "Well, we're up." And I went to church the night before and everything, but then we're
hmm
just up, and yeah, it's kind of. I guess I don't blame them, but I mean,
No, I would do the same thing. My daughter's up early because she's always up early.
yeah,
Um, but so we asked him to be here for 9, and he rolled in about 9:30, which was,
that's
about what
cool.
I expected. And
Well, my wife and I were up late, like last night, so she was outside again. I got the one son that lives in Louisiana most of the
hmm
time, and he's in. So they were um, they were outside on the back deck chatting, and I gave her a gift. I stayed away because they have nicer talks when I'm not around. It just is. It's just one of those things you realize like, oh, okay, because I'm not getting away. I don't need to participate. And then my other son was working. He got off at midnight, so they had some powwow going on the back deck till whatever. But I woke up at like 3 in the morning, and my younger son is eating. He's at the dining room table eating. Like I'm not talking snacking. He's eating like a meal at three
No,
o'clock.
that's how. So I think my son that lives here is in between your two sons. He's 26, and when he was living here, um, and we're talking, late last year, early this year, he was living here for a while again. Where you'll sit down, or if you wake up in the morning and notice the microwave is like on 3 seconds, that means he heated up food in the middle of the night and didn't want it to end or didn't let it go all the way so it didn't beep and wake us up.
There you go.
But yeah, totally would, eats 5 times a day, or he'll eat a half a meal, stick it in the fridge, come back 4 hours later, no matter what time, eat it again.
Well, the other thing was my other son that's down here now, and I mean, I can't blame him, but I have to sort of like, we have the inside fridge and the outside fridge, and the outside fridge is basically just drinks. The outside fridge is it's a bunch of sports drinks, bunch of water, bunch of beer, bunch of whatever. But I got to tell him, hey, that's mine. That's mine. Like, that's my good beer. Don't you be drinking my good beer. You can drink that, that light beer pee that y'all like to drink, whatever. Just stay, do the. I mean, I'm a little bad that way. Next morning I'll wake up and if I see too many empties laying around and the garbage can on top, it's all like, hey, bro, what kind of party happened here last night?
No, you gotta be smarter and hide it, man.
Yeah, not worried about. Apparently, they don't sweat the old man. They don't sweat the old man. But yeah, we had a nice, very nice time. You'd appreciate this. So I finally, my wife and I, and again, people are different this way, and they don't understand. And we just say like, I prefer she and I in agreement. Like, let's not get each other like literally no presents, because you don't. I must say this. You don't need anything. I don't need anything. If you want to come to an agreement, we'll buy we've done that a lot before. Like, hey, let's just buy something we need anyway. And let's call that, Christmas.
Right.
But she told me, let it slip a few days early. Well, I got you something. It's not, but not a lot. And I was saying, like last week, not a lot is more than nothing. All right. So she got me, she dropped off stuff at Goodwill or something. She brought a bunch of clothes and I don't think it's technically Goodwill. It's one of these charity things.
Right. Some resale store.
And she walked in there and she found two wine glasses, and she looked up the name, some like high end. I didn't even recognize the name. Two high end professional grade. I love that, dude. Professional grade wine glasses.
What does that mean? You're a professional drinker, or what's?
Apparently so. Apparently I'm stepping up my game, and because now I got some professional gear to drink wine. But that's just so funny. So I'm drinking. So I got a gift that used to belong to somebody else. I don't know who that. And a little book she got me that I'm probably going to read. Like, I think it's called. You might have heard it. Was the Case for Jesus? I guess. Yeah, it's apparently a guy that went through the history. But anyway, so not too. And she swears not very expensive gifts. But I was ready this time. And I was shopping the other day and I found something that we said we wanted and we couldn't find and look for. So my wife for Christmas for me got a push broom.
Oh, bro. That's
a nice push broom.
All right.
A Libman, hey, nice push broom. Funny. It was funny watching my sons pretend they're like, oh, that's a pretty nice gift. It's sort of a joke, guys, but
it is like with my son that was here. It's like everything he opens, he goes, "Oh wow!" It's like, bro, you sent me the link. Come on, it's exactly what you wanted. But
yeah, so no, the boys did okay. They did, they did.
Oh yeah, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. The kids do pretty well, but that's it. My goal is, look, don't make me feel bad for getting something and vice versa. So, and I want to say last year we got together for the present. And I want to say we bought like a new vacuum. So my wife told me that today. She says,
"Bro,
realized last Christmas." She goes, "Last Christmas I got a vacuum, and this Christmas
why do you need a push broom? You got a good vacuum."
I said, "Hang in there, babe. There's a mop in your future." coming that way.
So one of the funny things when we came home, like after church on Christmas Eve, we always go eat at Waffle House. That's our deal. And then we come home and do the obligatory Christmas pajama stuff, which is like, why do I need that?
Yeah, we didn't do Christmas pajamas this year.
I don't know. She does it every year, man.
Yeah.
But so we're sitting here and my son puts the TV on and he's just looking for apparently, I didn't realize, I knew you could find like a fireplace with Christmas music or whatever on Netflix, but there are different versions or backgrounds of Yule logs. You can get different kind of wood to make different kind of sound. You can get different type of music.
Did not know that.
And he found one and it was Adult Swim. which is the
That's yeah.
So
Uh,
you're sitting here watching these cartoons, not cartoons. You're watching the fire burn, and you're hearing these odd sounds, and it's like all of a sudden you see what looks like blood splatter across the front of the fireplace. And it's like, is that blood? And then you can tell somebody's getting killed, and then they start burning things, and then they burn like a bloody bra in the fireplace. And then I see, a couple minutes later, I see this couple, like you can just see the back of their heads, and they start making out. And I said, okay, that's it. Now it's time to turn this off.
Thanks, son.
Yeah, that's good. Why don't we just find a non-adult version?
Oh man. Well, Feliz
Something
Navidad.
for everybody.
Feliz Navidad, bro. Well, here's something here bizarro. You read a headline every now and then, and you go, "Wait, am I reading the right thing?" And especially when it's local. So I live here in Sugarland, Texas, which, by the way, I told my wife yesterday we were in a Best Buy in Sugarland, Texas, and I again decided I think we have to move. I think we. I was. Man, I gotta apologize to Walmart because we kind of kid about when you go to a community, if you're thinking about moving somewhere, just go to Walmart and look around.
That was one of our first podcasts. We said that that
right.
should be a prerequisite for every real estate agent. They take you to Walmart.
Take you to Walmart. Well, I can also throw in there Best Buy. Going to a Best Buy and there's a dude, I swear to you, I was in line behind these guys, and there's two guys. I'm not going to describe them, but there's two guys, and about my age or so. But man, I promise you, there was a scam going on. I promise you, they were trying to scam the young lady that was doing. I mean, it was to the point of I was making eye contact with the young lady, like, "Hey, let me know when you need me to step in. I'll call these."
So they were workers or customers trying to scam the girl who
they were
worked
customers.
there?
I'm thinking trying to scam. Like, and then she needed something. She needed his phone number. Dude, you'd have thought she asked him to perform a advanced calculus problem. Dude couldn't come up with his phone number. And then he starts talking to his friend about whatever. And it was, you know what I'm saying? You're just standing there thinking, this is not, I think I'm watching some kind of attempted theft going on right here.
And they probably didn't think it out too well because, I mean, come on, 225-564.
I guess they were going to enter it. I don't know, man,
Yeah.
but it could have been a warranty scam. Who knows? But and the lines were incredibly long. That's what I told my wife. I said, we got to move. I did every time, man, we got to move. Anyway,
Best Buy's not what it used to be either, though.
look, don't take this wrong. Any of you that work at Best Buy or like Best Buy sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. It used to be kind of a cool place to.
Right, you can't find anybody to help you in there, and it's the equivalent of finding somebody in Walmart to help you. It's like, do you really know what you're talking about?
No, not really at all. And Best Buy, here's what Best Buy, what I find. There are a lot of people that work there that do not help you. I don't know what they're there to do, but there are a lot of folks walking around doing various things. But man, they ain't coming over. They're not at you. Got to go.
And I'm sure I mentioned this before. We bought like an Apple CarPlay system last summer to put in my daughter's car, and they had free installation, but they said it'll be 3 months before because we don't have an installer. I said, well, I was here about a month ago, and y'all said y'all just hired one, and they said, yeah, he's in training now. I'm like, bro, how long does it take to train a guy to install a radio? I said, I could run this door in 3 months.
Man, jeez. Yeah. Oh, I was talking about Sugarland. This is where I'm at. Headline, and it came up in a couple of places. In my home city here, there was a guy arrested. All right, let me pull up. Let me find the thing here. So this gentleman, I'm not going to give his name because I guess it's you're always. But his picture, they got his mugshot. All right. Fort Bend grand jury has returned an indictment on this guy. He was charged doing something while intoxicated. You know what this guy was doing while intoxicated?
I would have thought driving.
Nope. A little odder than that. Performing surgery.
Ah,
The dude.
I think that would be a little more serious too.
I don't think in my life I've ever heard or seen anybody arrested.
And we've heard about airplane or pilots that have been pulled off
They
the
pull
flight deck and
before they
stuff.
get it, but apparently
Yeah,
this dude, and he did it. He performed surgery while drunk.
cool. Now, was it an emergency surgery, Dave, that he was the only guy around? It was the holidays, and it was life or death. It's like, all right, look, I'm drunk, but man, this guy's gonna die.
I got a feeling I want to say, and again, I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking it was probably sort of like cosmetic surgery
Mhm.
or outpatient, like,
Yeah, so that would be during the day.
and then you got to define what surgery is,
Yeah, yeah, but you're right. But there's typically, like I said, it's
You're
not
right. You're right.
those procedures typically aren't unplanned.
Somebody didn't wake you up in the middle of the night for an emergency
Yeah, Brian need a
facelift.
breast enhancement.
Breast our breast enhancement. Well, there you go. So that's what's going on in my hometown.
Nice.
We
I
got
bet that
we
dude's
got drunk
medical. I bet his
surgeons around here.
malpractice insurance is going up through the roof.
Man. Um,
But we had talked a couple weeks ago. We had a guy in Baton Rouge arrested. His name was Kunta Kinte.
no,
Um,
we didn't. I know we didn't talk about
oh,
that.
I talked about it. I don't know. I don't know if we talked about it. I thought we maybe had shared it. The Kinte was his middle name, and if you're too young to remember, Kunta Kinte was the main character on the show Roots back in the '70s. He was the
LeVar Burton played him.
LeVar Burton played young Kunta. Then
Kunta
who
Kinte. Yes.
JJ's daddy from Good Times,
Oh, darn it! I had his name.
Amos,
John Amos. John Amos.
Amos, played older Kunta Kinte, aka Toby.
But Toby, because they now you have to see the movie. The movie was is very well done, but
Right, it was like a man, and that was before like Netflix stuff. This is like an 11-part, 12-part,
and everybody watched Roots, and it
once a week.
made all white people feel bad about everything. But
yeah.
I guess and that's the way it was. But Toby was his given name. That's not the name he wanted.
Right, that was the name they gave him here. His birth name was Kunta Kinte. But apparently this guy's not the only guy in Baton Rouge named Kunta Kinte. Is what everybody else is saying.
You got to be kidding me. Really?
Yeah, that's what people are saying. I don't know.
So it's somebody another last name, like they name somebody.
It was Kunta Kinte Smith.
But I guess at a certain point, younger people have no idea.
Right.
I bet you. I wonder if my
Yeah, that
son's
joke would have never worked. Like if I'd have gone to my office and told everybody, "Can y'all believe this dude named Kunta Kinte got arrested?"
They'd have said, they'd have accused you of some kind of racism. Like, no,
Right,
it's sort of a joke. It's a very famous, Okay.
Yeah, none of them know that somebody, an African American guy, was talking about or his favorite movie, and he said Malcolm X, and they didn't know, who Malcolm X was. Yeah, I don't think we've got any, Malcolm X boulevards
Nope.
in Baton Rouge.
Nope. I don't believe you do. But anyhow, that was. How did we jump to that? That was.
Kunta Kinte,
Kunta Kinte, all right.
and people not knowing that whole story.
Now this dude was arrested.
Yeah, I forgot what it was for. But it, made the
Hope they don't chop the poor guys. Hope they don't chop the poor guy's foot off.
Oh, I forgot about that, man.
Yeah, in the
Tom
movie
Dempsey.
they chopped off the front part of his foot so he couldn't run away anymore. Yeah, it was. Man, Roots was
That's right, because I can remember him saying, "I'm not gonna walk, I'm gonna run."
Yeah. So all right, we were going down with that. All right. I'm trying to think of was
All right,
something.
here's what
I
got.
know.
Okay,
I
go.
know. I wanted to close the loop on last week because you were buying, or actually you were sitting in a car as Joey purchased gifts for your coworkers.
Right, for my people at work. Yeah.
You were not sure. You said you were going to leave them in the car.
I brought them all in. I brought
Okay.
them all in.
All
Yes. I did. And funny enough, so my birthday was actually Monday. And
Oh man, how is it your birthday? And I don't even. I mean, You don't pop up on Facebook that it's your birthday?
Yeah.
How does that? How did I
I
not
don't
get
know.
that?
I don't know. My feelings were hurt, Dave.
Well,
No, they weren't.
no. See, I know you well enough to know your feelings were not hurt. And here's what else I know. I know Rick didn't know it was your birthday either because I'm sure I'd have seen. Did Rick wish you a happy birthday?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so. So then we had no idea. And
Yeah.
you didn't
I
say
didn't mention it
anything.
last week, but
We did a podcast on Saturday. You did not say, "Hey,
right. And
my
I
birthday."
talked about the girl at my office who was offended that I didn't buy her a birthday gift
Right, but you
or
didn't
a
mention that
cake.
it was your birthday. Okay, well,
Right.
belated happy 73rd birthday,
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's
Juan
close.
Seminole.
But so some of the girls that work in the office, and I don't say that, I don't call them girls disrespectfully. They're far, far, far younger than me, and they know I call them girls. So don't anybody be offended because I'm not calling them women.
Clear it up. Call him Beb.
Yeah, yeah. So they wrapped they wrapped my entire desk and everything on the desk individually. So I have a planner on my desk that was wrapped. I have an ink pen on the planner that was wrapped. Each monitor was wrapped. My keyboard was wrapped. My phone was wrapped. A couple of magazines were each wrapped individually. Uh, my desk is next to the girl who was ticked off that I didn't buy her or do anything for her birthday. So that was part of the beauty of it. Um, and a couple times during the day, I'd look in this little gift bag. I said, "Oh, there's something else and another gift in here."
Yeah, you're not being mean. Those of you that didn't see last week's episode, Juan had a coworker
I have
who
a
actually
coworker who
reports.
I supervise her, so I guess
Supervise.
I don't like to say I'm her boss.
Correct.
But she wasn't at work on her birthday and was offended that I only texted her
Did not get you a gift.
and didn't get her a gift. In fact, so the Friday before the Monday of my birthday, somebody said, asked if I was going to be doing anything early for my birthday over the weekend since my birthday was Monday. And she said, "Oh, your birthday's Monday. I can't wait to not get you a cake."
Really?
Uh-huh.
When's her performance review come up, man?
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
do that?
So, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Somewhere along the way, that's classes they ought to teach you in school. I thought about that in the past about whether it's in high school or especially in college about, hey, look, you're going to work for people sometime.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Learn office hierarchy.
I'd have a special session just for when you work for the owner's son or daughter,
Yeah.
right? When you are working and you report through someone else who eventually reports to someone related to the owner of the establishment. Understand something right now.
Yeah.
That you are never, ever, you just stay on the good side. Just stay on the
Right.
good side.
Don't say anything about the management to that person, nor say anything about that person to management.
Man, oh, you a suck up. Yeah, I am. And you know what? If when I don't work here anymore, I'm not gonna suck up anymore. But while I'm here, you just learn, play that game.
Right. Anybody who impacts your paycheck.
And what's the old one that's absolutely true? Anybody who will gossip with you about someone else
Right.
is going to
Gossiping
gossip about you
to somebody else.
to
Yeah.
some 100%. 100. And we're so stupid as just humans. We just are. You got that person that stirrer that's always looking to get the and boy, and man, we go to, and then we want to pretend that, oh no.
Yeah, they talk about everybody but me.
I used to make that joke all the time about culture, and especially I did it back in the day specifically about bank branches, but then it's really any workplace. And I always said, it's funny. I said how often that the subject matter, right, is or the person that's getting talked about is the person who's not in the room. And I said, and the subject doesn't change until somebody else leaves the room. Right. And I would talk to managers about that, about how when you allow that kind of culture to go, but because guess what? I always tell them, so guess what happens when you go to lunch or when you go home? So that's the thing, and you can stop that with people and say, listen, I can't stop you from thinking what you're going to think. I can't make you like anybody that you work with. What I can enforce is, well, we ain't playing that crap. We're not going
No.
to talk about like that's offhand. You are not allowed to talk about the person that you work with when they're not here because it just doesn't because first of all, I don't know that I trust your reporting. I don't know the crap you're telling me about what this person did or said or whatever. What I'm taking you, I mean, yours as the gospel truth.
Yeah, it's all. I don't know. It's the pain, and
It's
then
people, Juan. It's
right.
just
It's people,
people.
bro. Without people, it would be a much better place.
What's the worst part about being in management? People.
Managing people,
What's the worst part about being in customer service? People.
customers,
That's right. What's the worst part about being in sales? People.
people.
And it's the best part. People make the world go round, y'all. But
Yeah, it's they do in sometimes good, sometimes bad way. But
even though they
talking
tell
about
us,
people, how about did you see the Steelers Detroit game last week with Steelers receiver DJ Metcalf? Or I'm sorry, DK Metcalf.
okay, hang on, I'm
Um,
I'm I'm drawing a blank right now.
so alrighty, so a Lions fan was kind of hanging over the wall,
Oh,
jawing with him or yelling at him. And DK basically grabs the dude, pulls him down, and then throws a punch at him. He didn't connect square, but he grazed him. And so now he's out for two more games, and they could void his guaranteed like $45 million
that's
contract.
they probably won't because he's good,
Right, he's good. But and this is
but
my
he's
son
apparently
was
also
here.
psycho.
And I said, let me tell you something. If I'm that dude in the stands who just got hit, I'm finding the guy or the closest guy to me with boots on. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Let's go in the bathroom. And I'm going to have him take those boots off and put it on his hand and just punch the hell out of me with the heel.
Oh, jeez.
And then I'm going back. And it's like, hey, yeah.
Well, now you can't do that, Juan. You see, here's what you've done. You've removed the ability if ever an NFL player pulls you down and does that to you,
Well,
because now
but let's be honest. We gonna have a throwdown if that happens. No,
that's right. He better that football player better hope you're not wearing your Chuck Taylors.
yeah. But the
Back up
guy who got hit had a press conference yesterday.
a press conference.
A press conference, and like,
Did he have
yeah.
Dudley DeBosier with him or
Well, Metcalf is saying, he called him a racial slur, and which
sure.
was, yeah. So this guy's saying he only called him by his government name, whatever that is.
By his government name?
So the press conference was for him to say, I didn't call him that, and my family is having death threats and everything.
No, they're
So
not. No, they're
so
not.
so please, and said whatever the DK stands for. So please, and used his government name. Please tell people that I didn't really say this. And I'm saying this dude's taking another dig right there, man.
Man, well, I get it. Football's a little bit different. I see that in basketball. The basketball, apparently, they got some folks that are just obnoxious.
Well, you remember, I think it was like 10 years ago when I forgot where it was, but
Malice in the Palace. It was in
right,
Detroit.
there you go. It was in Detroit.
Yeah, it was the Indiana Pacers and the Detroit Pistons, and it was Ron Artest and
Yeah, who then
Jermaine.
became Meta World Peace.
Yeah, yeah. Steven Jackson, I think, was one of them too. Yeah, because in the NBA, man, you're there. I mean,
You're right. There ain't no wall between you and them.
and that's when you can tell. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I am a fan. I'm going to a basketball game in a little bit. I'm not going to be near the court, but I mean, but you can tell people are a little bit too cocky because in the real world,
Well, that's what
you
I
get
said.
near an
Yeah.
NBA player, the small guys are huge. The huge guys are monstrous. Let me tell you something. You know what you're not doing? Middle-aged white dude with 7 beers in you.
Yeah.
You ain't mouthing off.
Right. But this is the whole thing too. I go back, those dudes are at work. It's not like you go into a restaurant and you don't like the food, or you just want to throw the chef off his game. So you're going in the kitchen and yelling at him. That's not allowed.
Yeah. Well,
And look, I know it's different in the fandom, but I think there's got to be some level of give and take.
there you go. There you go. But so I'm not going to be that guy, Juan. I will
All
not
right,
be.
that would be cool though if you were.
Well,
If you are, wear some boots just in
You
case.
show me some you show me a 7-figure settlement. I'm gonna go get. I'm gonna have to go get that guy that who was it that represented the poor young man from LSU. What's his name? Lacey. Notice how that story went away.
Oh, yeah, that's done.
But it can't be done, can it?
I don't know. I don't know unless somebody's suing somebody.
So what was that? 2 or 3 months ago we were talking about? How long was it?
Oh
Longer
yeah,
than that?
yeah.
That was like the biggest. That's all anybody could.
Biggest thing for days, and then it just went away.
All anybody could talk about. And that attorney, whoever he is, on there saying, "I got your brew. I got whatever."
Yeah, Martin Foss's buddy.
Yeah, sort of disappeared. Sort of. Man, look. So the media. I'm actually writing about this. I'm making a reference to it in a letter that I got coming out next week. But it was a Gallup poll that came out, and the mass media one has the lowest trust levels ever measured. So 28% of Americans, 28 say they have even a fair amount of trust in what gets reported. 7 in 10 people in America don't believe any of what the TV, radio,
and I don't think they will. I don't
no,
because it's like social media now. It's everything. Okay, if you're giving something that's a different opinion than mine, you're lying.
Yeah.
And that's you look at what happened, and I hadn't watched 60 Minutes in 60 years.
Oh gosh.
What happened with that last week? They pull some story because the new whatever
Barry Weiss is the new head of CBS
bad
News.
reporting, and she said the story wasn't representing both sides. You didn't speak to both sides.
No. What she pointed out was, so there was a story, and of course it's 60 Minutes. So the story came out to make, I guess it was an ICE story, I think, or something to do with.
Right, and then it was all about the people who got shipped to that, like the prison in Venezuela or something.
So obviously, you know what 60 Minutes is going to do? They made it total anti this administration. See, they were 100% behind the last administration.
Right.
They are 100% against this one. But apparently, the Trump administration, through whatever, had made 3 different statements. They gave 3 different statements clearing up the record to say, no, what you are claiming is not true. Mm-hmm. And they didn't include any of them. They just pretended that they got no word from. So even Barry Weiss, who now runs things there, was saying, yeah, we can't really do this, y'all. We can't put out a story that claims we're doing reporting when, but here's the deal, Juan. The trust in the media is down now because it's now easier for us to see and realize that they're lying. There was a time when they're all in the same club, you don't really know. You know, when it's the newspaper that comes out, you might get a morning newspaper or an evening newspaper or whatever, the evening news, and everybody wanted to pretend that Walter Cronkite was, that was the voice of the truth. No, it wasn't. He was lying like everybody else. He lied about Vietnam. He lied about the Gulf of Tonkin. They lied about.
There were no checks and balances. Media was supposed to be the checks and balances.
So now yes, now you go online and social media gives anybody point in hand. Look at us. Of course, we don't claim to be reporting. We're offering opinion, and we know.
But I even saw Katie Couric this week. Katie Couric, formerly of the Today Show and formerly of the CBS Evening News, said that people shouldn't expect reporters to be non-biased, and people don't want them to be unbiased. That they want to know what they. I'm like, no, they don't.
No, they don't. No, they don't. That's.
If I wanted to, if I wanted that, I'd go watch an infotainment show or something that it's not pretending to be unbiased.
So here's basically how that works, and it's right. It's how it all starts. They deny something happens. So like you can say, hey man, reporters, you guys are all biased. They deny it's bias, and then eventually becomes, okay, yeah, we're biased, but that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Right. That's literally how it goes. You love this. You're talking about Katie Couric, and she was in New York. So a buddy of mine sent me this today. It's Elon Musk he retweeted this, and Elon Musk's comment was, people will die because of this. Proven experience matters when lives are at stake. In New York, all right? New York, who just elected a socialist / communist / some would argue not even a legal American as the mayor of the largest city in America. Zoran Mamdani. he appoints Lillian Bonsignor, whatever, as the new FDNY commissioner. That's the fire department, y'all. That's the right. Now,
I'm sure she's got a lot of experience. Probably was a fire chief.
although, and this is the quote, y'all. This is the quote. Although she never served as a firefighter, hang on now. Hang on.
Repeat that, Dave.
So the person who was just appointed, the commissioner, the head person of, I think, the largest fire department in the country, although she never served, never, not valiantly, never served as a firefighter, she's confident that won't matter. Bonsignor is a trailblazer for the LGBTQ community who will serve as the FDNY's first openly gay commissioner. There you go, America.
Yeah, and that kind of didn't work out real well in L.A. either.
Hey, here's my deal. And here's what I always like to say. You notice how they do things? They always say the first openly gay. They're trying to say, hey, a lot of these people were gay. You just didn't know it.
That's I was going to ask you that.
Okay, so
they just weren't open about it.
I got news for you. New York Fire Department, probably not. Probably. Yeah. But here's the deal. Here is the infuriating thing about this. Okay, can you, if you want to make it, for whatever reason, how bizarro world is this? The main thing is, oh no, we need a gay person in this role.
If it's the first something, it ought to be the first firefighter that worked themselves up from the ranks of whatever all the way through, blah, 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 blah.
Or Juan, you telling me you can't go find a gay person with firefighting experience? No, that's my point. It's like, wait a minute. You literally, and then these are the same people that will have the nerve, the gall to call you bad names. If you point out, well,
right. If New York burns down, you're going to be homophobic.
Like, whoa, wait a minute. You just said you put the person, and how would you feel right now? You are 25 year on the job, been running into burning buildings and dealing with all the stuff you have to do in New York, to think my new boss has never done any of this.
Yeah.
But trendsetter, groundbreaker.
Yeah. I just don't get it, because they've even talking about his, they're saying the transition team is more about putting on the inaugural ceremony or the ball than it is about attacking any kind of issues in New York or
New York City giving
those type of issues.
New York City giving new meaning to the transitioning team.
Yeah.
But
yeah, what you gonna do? Not catch on fire in New York, hopefully.
You get the joke, what it was, transition?
Yeah, I got you. I got it.
I don't know. It's kind of one of those jokes. Like, it's either going to be funny or not. Apparently not.
No, that's all right. It's all right.
I could put a laugh track behind there, make it sound, hysterical. But there you go. The other thing too is that we're talking about, the hardest thing about everything is people, and AI is going to be taking over everything. But I got to be honest, dude, it's scary. Like, one of the things I'm doing now with AI is identifying stuff. You take a picture, just load it into Chat GPT, and just say, what is this? Analyze this, whatever.
No.
Like random stuff in your house that you just like, I think my daddy's had this from whatever. And you just, dude, it's yesterday in Best Buy, we had two different things I was looking to buy, two different external hard drives. And I couldn't figure out what the difference was or whatever. Side by side, in Best Buy, took a picture of them, Chat GPT, and saying, analyze these things. Total breakdown of what they were, what the difference is. I mean, just like, oh.
So we got something, came in from Amazon during the week. And it didn't come with a packing slip. We could not figure out what it was. And I don't know, I guess we could have looked on the shipping list or whatever, but so it came in, I guess, right before lunch, and Joey's off, so we went to have lunch together, and she brought it, and it looked like, it was fabric, but it had like two zippers on it. But you said, is it pants? Is it a dress? No, it only had one opening on it. and literally could not figure it out. And I said, give it, I'm going to take it to work, take it back to work, and see what it is. So my boss, who is the AI whiz, laid it down, took a picture of it, ran it through his chat GPT. It was something that we ordered that my son wanted. He just wanted like a cover for his office, his desk chair. And which is why it only had one opening. You slid it over the.
You should have told Joey, hey, I think it's a dress, honey. You look good in there.
Like a sack. The zippers
it
are for the
great
arms.
on you, Bab.
So,
Juan, you could be an AI whiz too. It's not hard.
no, I know. I do a lot of stuff on it.
It's not hard. It's not hard. You can't trust everything. Don't get me wrong. You gotta, I found out I got a shotgun in this room I'm in right now. In the corner over there, I've got a shotgun from my grandfather that I had no idea. And I did just very random things. Took a picture of it. Apparently, it's a 100-year-old shotgun. It's Remington, made between 19 whatever 19.
I got one from my grandfather. Double barrel, triggers on both sides.
Cool. That's a good one. Yeah. I got this one's a pump. This one's a pump action. I think that's the one that got him thrown in jail one time. But that's another story. That's a story for another time.
You want to keep that?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. But you know what, man? I think the buffet is before them, Juan.
Bruh, we talked about jail. We talked about everything.
Talked about, performing
Kunta
surgery,
Kinte
intoxicated. Yeah, all that stuff. It was a splendid buffet. It's before you now, guys. We're going to push the button, get on out of here, see if any of this stuff stuck to the magic tape up in the sky. If you want to reach us in 2025 or in 2026.
Or in 2026. We'll still be in the same spot.
That email's still going to be there. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com or...
And unless they shut the internet down, wherever you see us now is where we'll be then too.
You found us before. You don't even need AI to find us. But I bet you if you went to AI...
I'm going to have to check that.
And ask them, they will send you here every week. And as we close out another year, y'all, all right, this is not a suggestion. It's not a hint. We aren't subtly implying anything. We are throwing out a freaking mandate.
It's a freaking mandate, bro. You got to do it.
You got to go out there and live your best life. Wake up every morning and take your shots, y'all. Take your shots. Maybe a fabulous day. Maybe a day.
Look, man, it's to wrap up the year on a good note.
Yes.
Set yourself up for a better one into 2026.
Say it again. At least you got a day. At least you got a day. Could be a great day, could be a suck day, but you had a day. You had a day. And hopefully, you got another 365 of those in 2026, and we'll do it all over again. All right, we'll do it all over again. So, we're gonna get on out of here. I think we're back next week. I think we're back on our regular schedule. We want to wish everyone a very, very happy New Year. Watch yourself out there, everybody. Y'all have fun. Don't
be blowing your hand off.
Don't be acting the chew with the fireworks. Don't go crazy. All right. I'm going to my relative. My brother-in-law Michael already sent us pictures of the fireworks he's getting ready to set off. So
he's the pyromaniac of the bayou.
And he's in the fire department, or he's a volunteer. So get ready for that. So I'm just gonna announce right now.
Is he the first openly gay volunteer in Thibodeau?
Not even close. Not even close. But so I'm going to tell you right now, if you're around Lafourche Crossing all the way to maybe Nichols, don't think we're being invaded. It's Mike's fireworks show that's coming.
All right.
On New Year's Eve.
My goal every year is to be asleep before the fireworks start.
We're going to do that, and probably my goal is to be back, and if not tucked in, inside before midnight. I don't like, none of that. So we'll see. And you guys do whatever you're going to do. Just be safe out there. We look forward to seeing you in 2026. Until then, be good, everybody. Love you, bro.
Back at you, man. So week before last, we gave away a car at work, part of a promotion we've been running. And they wanted to make a big deal out of it and surprise the guy. And I kept saying, because they got to be there with cameras and stuff. And I'm saying, this is a risk. And I said, I take this as a person. I said, the example I always give is, you give me a pair of socks, you give me a car. My reaction is going to be the same. Yep. I said, y'all are envisioning something that it has to go right. And he said, we're gonna tell him we're doing, like interviews with the finalists. And so we'll have cameras there, and they want like a 4-camera shoot in this little office and stuff. I said, what is this dude gonna think? It's nuts. Um, but so we had to go all the way to Pineville, which is like 2.5 hours away to do it. So we're set up and everything. Dude's supposed to be there at 4:30. 4:30 rolls around, no dude. 4:40 rolls around, no dude. 4:50, no dude. And now here's what ends up happening, because when you're in marketing, everybody else expects you to do the impossible, and they set you up for failure and then blame you when things don't go right. So now those of us in marketing are sitting here saying, I hope he doesn't come. I hope he doesn't come. This is going to be so funny if he doesn't show up. Because then they're calling him. It's going straight to voicemail. It's like, oh, this dude's blowing us off, man. This dude's just whatever. So they said if at 5:15 he doesn't answer, and we're done. They tried one more time at 5:20. The dude basically, he and his wife had one car. She had an evening job, and the car it wouldn't start. So he was desperately trying to get her to work. So it was a nice story. But so we ended up, they sent somebody to go get the guy, sent somebody to bring his wife to work, and everything. And then, but then the dude comes out when he realizes he won. He's pointing at the cameras. Don't put this on YouTube, or don't put this on Facebook. Like, bro, you signed that. That was part of that was part of your entry form.
Appreciate the car, but you do not have the rights to my
You do not
likeness.
have my permission to put this on Facebook. We do, and we did.
I can't wait to see the editing on that.
Yeah. So, anyway,
good.
it was, I think the dude had not only been working on his car, but probably had a few drinks between time where he got there.
It's over. Go home.